Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This episode was inspired by a conversation I had with a 32-year-old woman who likes to trauma dump on young girls like me. Welcome to episode 1 of What the Hell Am I Doing With My Life? I hope you enjoy.
What would you do if you didn't think about how long it could take?
Maybe build a pyramid, a modern day pyramid. I'm joking.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
In what sense though?
I mean, like in a career or a professional way.
Oh.
You know, what would you do?
Well, that's a good question. I guess I would be a presenter, continue to post on YouTube, maybe be an actor, win an Oscar, write movies.
Just an Oscar? Okay.
What do you have against Oscars, Carol? Maybe all the stuff that I'm already doing.
I needed to make this question because I'm not in a crisis, but
She's not in a crisis.
I'm not in a crisis, okay? My life is beautiful. I really like how much you put an effort in something. You don't sell yourself. She's 22, I'm 32. I'm not 31, I'm 32. So it makes it worse for you. I really think that you are brave.
Thank you, Carol.
Of pursuing your stuff that you really like, even if you don't have the right environment, you know,
to foster all the things and the result I want to see.
So
what would
it's
you
really
do
nice.
if you didn't feel restricted by the concept of time?
All my life I was thinking about what people would think about me, you know. So for example, my parents are lawyers, my sisters are in this field of serious field,
Stuff,
you know.
they solve real life problems.
So yeah. So I was thinking, okay, what I really like, for example, I like art, I like some stuff, I like video, I like this
Content.
field, content, but I can't go that way because this is
You can't
wrong.
go or you won't go.
Or what?
Is it can't? Is it that you can't do it or you don't want to do it? You won't do it? Because when it's a can't, it's like, I don't have the abilities to do it. Well, I think you have really cool abilities in that field. So all the restriction that you have, I think, are here, not in your ability to not be able to do it.
Yeah, they say that we are our worst enemies, right?
I agree.
But
So-
what do you think that we are like this? Why do you think that we doubt ourselves more than other people? Why?
I think sometimes it is easier to stay in the dark of what could have been and dwell in it as compared to actually doing it in real time. It takes a lot of audacity, you know, it takes a lot of bravery because things might go good, things might go bad. And you're just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna stay. What kind of restrictions do you think you hold about yourself in your mind? Think about it.
Comparison. Comparison. I compare myself too much with others. Like, for example, thank God this interview is in English. I'm Brazilian. I'm gonna say an example here. My mom won't listen, but for example,
Your mother should listen. I'm gonna ask her to listen.
No. She doesn't understand English.
Carol, that's racist.
So, for example, but I love my mom, you
Carol.
know, etc., etc. Okay. This was a thing that is really defines my comparison issues. For example, one of my best friends, 10 years ago, said that she was about to get married. No, 10 years, no, 5 years ago. She said that she's going to be married. I was so happy. I was so happy for her.
You tell your mother.
And I
she's
was like, Mom, you...
Exactly. She's like, oh.
My friend is going to marry. Can you believe this?
Do you
this
know?
Is so cool. And she
She's
was like, and when are you
You
going
getting to married. Exactly.
And I was like,
But this isn't about me.
Whoa. That's when I realized that like, fuck. That's when I realized that it's not. I'm comparing myself, but it's not like a thing that I do. It's a thing. It's a me thing. It's my personality. No, like
You got it from the people who were putting it in your mind.
It's not only my mom.
It's
my friends, it's my sisters, it's my like everybody, It's like, and it's me too. I could not be like that. I could like, for example, okay, you're comparing with others, that's fine.
I don't care.
But unfortunately, I wasn't like tough
because
enough.
these things, the change happens very slowly. You don't wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I have taken everything that all the people around me have said and now I am a different person. You don't just know. You just see yourself start copying all of those thoughts and putting them in your subconscious
like
very
you were
slowly.
Created like that.
Mm-hmm. Which is very interesting because that's something that's also very common in African homes, You tell, and it's good to see that trauma on children and messing with their self-esteem is not something that is racially, that we have, that only happens in countries like Nigeria. It's good to see that the Brazilians also have a bit of trouble with that. So we are bonding in
trauma.
Trauma
exchange.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke.
So yeah.
You know how sometimes they say people who don't dream and have aspirations don't do so because they're afraid of failure. I think for me, it's a combination of being afraid of failure and being afraid of success too. Because if I dream and say what I dream about comes true and I'm successful and I achieve my dreams, it's going to mean that all the fear that I have hoarded in my mind for such a long time about not being successful, not being good enough, would not be true, and it will cease to exist. It's like I have an unhealthy relationship with fear in my mind.
For you not to do anything to achieve your dreams is more because it's comfortable being?
Yes.
We are crazy, We as human beings, we always find ways to struggle. Like our lives is like we could be like millionaires and rich, and
you will still find ways to struggle about those kind of things. There's a philosophical thought that says that we struggle more in our mind than we do in real life. And I relate to it a lot.
Yeah.
If I don't have anything to struggle about, I'm just like, oh my God, why is everything so good? There has to be something that should go wrong.
If it's everything good,
no.
Probably the next step is going to be terrible.
And I have to look for something to worry about.
Yeah.
There is a thought around women not having high aspirations and high dreams because they have to find a way to cater for hypothetical children that they will have in the future.
Wow.
So there was something Chimamanda said one time about how girls in Africa are raised, or women in general, and they tell them, oh, you want to have dreams, but you can't have dreams that are too huge because it will intimidate the man. And you always have to think about a man. Because when you get married, will your husband like the job that you do? How will you make time for your children? I think those are kind of the things that affect us. And me personally, it used to restrict the amounts of dreams I would have. I remember when I was a photographer and I was with my friend, and we're talking about how we can have a studio in our houses so that we can accommodate our husband and our children, and we can't afford to have a studio outside because we will come back home late. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and we were just starting our careers, but we were already thinking about how to make it smaller for our future children and husband. And imagine living your life like that, not achieving your full potentials because of people who don't even exist yet. Is that something that affects you too in the Brazilian culture? Because you're 32, for example, and No husband, guys. No, but really, how do you have pressure from people around you telling you, Carol, you're trying to start a new career, you're trying to go into filmmaking and content and acting. Where is your husband though?
I don't feel that pressure because, yeah, I know that people around me, it's like starting getting married, like having kids now, but I've never had this dream. I really think that marriage is beautiful, and I cry when I see like proposals
yeah.
and etc. I really like it, beautiful, but I don't feel the need, the urge to be married. I don't know. And in fact, when I was young, I saw my friends getting married really early, like 22 years old, and I was like, oh, poor girl.
Why? But why?
Poor girl, you know, because it means that you will focus
so much
in a man
on that and building it. I like the idea of marrying a rich billionaire who's going to travel with me to Dubai and pay all the bills. But at the same time, I fear that if I do not have enough experience to pursue the things that I like career-wise and fail at them and try again and fail at it, I'm just going to be unfulfilled for such a long time.
And that's failed. What do you mean failed?
Like fail. Like say for example,
for them or for yourself?
For me.
Oh. Okay.
Like I'm comfortable with failing. What I'm not comfortable with is not trying at all and living under the shadow of someone else, and just have them provide everything they think I need financially, but I'm just there like, okay, so take away this person, who am I without them?
Oh, I would struggle. Like,
exactly.
For example, like there is a trophy wife. People are like recording themselves and like, oh, look at my daily life as a trophy wife, you know?
And they're buying expensive things, and it looks nice. I'm like, ah.
It would be the dream. Like, for example, if I didn't struggle a lot, it would be really good because, okay, I have this, I'm naive, like my husband will never leave
Please
me.
save me.
Oh, la, la, la. But I mean, if I would be in her part, I would be desperate, you know, because I would still have things to figure out.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't. When I see like trophy wives, I'll be like, wow. How do you do it? Like, how do you do it? Like,
I guess people have different dreams, you know. Maybe that's their dream, to just be taken care of by someone else and have someone provide all the things that you need and not really have, because again, it takes a lot of audacity to pursue something and fail at it. And some people don't want to do that. They just want to skip to the parts where they feel like they have all the success, the money, the provision, the security, as compared to going for thousands of auditions, getting rejected, making films with 2 views on YouTube, all that thing.
I saw another video that a person was saying that since when trying
has become a shameful thing.
A bad thing. Since when trying is like, it's not well received. Since when? Like, for example, like someone is trying, for example, us.
We've never done a YouTube video like this before. We're so scared. I'm out here thinking,
like we're like,
is anybody going to watch this? Will they think we're judgmental and we hate women?
People will see. People will comment.
Yeah, exactly. But we're doing it anyways, guys.
Yeah, even though, yeah. It's way more fancy, chic to be in a family that already has money, you know? Like, it's okay. Okay, my father
But that's
has
my plan
money,
B, though.
You know?
That's my plan B as a feminist. If I don't make it on my own as an individual and I'm not successful, I'm just going to be a trophy wife. So please tell your rich uncles to call me in 10 years or in 20 years where people say I'm going to be alone with my cats. Then maybe I'll consider being a trophy wife.
Follow us for more tips
on how to be successful in life.
Marry a rich man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you just ruined this.
Now that we've kind of had a little therapy session and we've discovered all the things that are holding us back, society, fear of failure, fear of success, all these things that exist in our mind, what would you do? What would you wake up tomorrow and do to make a difference?
I'm 32 years old. It seems like, I don't know, I have an odd feeling that I'm on my half life. I don't know.
Like a midlife crisis at 30. Are you only going to be here for 60 years?
No, I mean, like, I don't have time. I feel like I know that I have time. I know that I'm not old. I know that I'm young. I'm still young, but it seems I don't have that feeling that I had when I was in your age. When I was like, okay. In fact, that's a thing that probably you guys don't feel that way. Like you have a lot of time. You don't, right?
Do you want to know the funny thing? Is I don't feel like I have time either. Every day I wake up and I'm like,
so funny.
what am I doing with my life? I'm not doing enough. I need to know what I want to be. I need to settle for one skill. I need to figure this out. I don't feel like I have time. People have been selling, they've been selling this thing about not having time to us for a long time. They tell you that, oh, when you're in your 20s, you have time. But they're also kind of looking at you like, what are you doing with your life in your 20s? They make you believe you don't have time at any point in your life, not just when you're in your 20s or when you're in your 30s. So it's very important that we redefine our lives and ourselves in the direction that we want to be based off our own parameter and not what other people set out for us to be.
Yeah, and don't be in a rush.
Exactly. Carol, for example, has lived a lot of lives. Carol has lived as a police officer. She's lived as...
Like, I've been a lot of... Did you know that what's the name of the Olympics when you took the fire and burned?
Magician?
No, when you, like, run with the thing and you need to put fire
Jesus
to
Christ,
open an
Carol.
Olympic.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know?
That's something they do in Brazil?
No, it's in the world.
I'm joking. I don't know it.
But I mean, like, people said that I'm really, like, random because, for example, like, a police officer.
Were you a lawyer?
In IT, I was before.
Oh my God.
Before.
Oh my goodness.
So we have a lot of. I have a lot of stuff to
But
say.
here's
right
to
now.
taking it one day at a time
Okay.
and doing things that give you fulfillment.
This is my roommate anyway. Yeah.
While existing in the world of capitalism.
Oh yeah.
We love each other, guys. We kiss and make up.
But you don't want to live with her. Oh.
Are you racist? Thank you for joining our channel.
Bye.
We hope you
Thank
had a
so
good
much.
time allowing us trauma dump on you.
Follow us for more. Let's pretend we're happy.
Go away,
Okay.
Carol.